Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Kaye Thompson. I am a board of governor from the Women's Council of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, Memphis chapter. And this is our monthly wind down hour for membership. And so I'm coming to you to share a little bit of information with you about our council, about what we have going on this month, and just a little bit of NARAB history. For those of you who are tuning into this on Facebook and other social media platforms, you may or may not be aware that this is the month of April. It's National Fair Housing Month. And so there's lots of initiatives going on across the nation to help celebrate Fair Housing Month and also to put out some calls to action so that we can improve the experience of becoming a homeowner or being a renter in our country for everyone. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Well, I do have one little thing that I want to mention. This wind down meeting will begin starting in May to be a little bit longer. Like I said in the last meeting, we were going to be working to bring some people forth that can help you in your quest to become homeowners and that can shed some light on any difficulties that commonly arise during the home buying process and how you can overcome those. We also have lots of information within our chapter and within our organization as a whole for development, for investors. There's definitely a place for any real estate professional who is looking to um, improve their business in a multitude of ways. May that be giving them more exposure, um, whether it be sharing a product or service that you have that can help home buyers and I'm sorry, and renters. I've got a little hiccup. And renters and so forth and so on. So be sure to be on the lookout for those. We're wanting to be as consistent as possible as with these because we want to be able to touch as many people as possible with this information because it's so valuable. And given the landscape that we're currently operating in, we want to make sure that people have the most complete information about the state of our markets in terms of home buying and home selling as we possibly can. And so, like I said before, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. I first want to give a big thank you to Madam President Shanita Johnson and her board for allowing me to undertake this endeavor and for allowing me to still work do this work with them on this platform. So thank you so much, Madam President, for that. I also want to make sure that I call out our previous our previous presidents who are also board of governors who share this huge responsibility with me. And so I'll just go in order backwards because that's the best way for me to remember to be sure that I get everybody. So we'll start with the immediate past president, Dr. Stephanie Myers Lewis. Then there's me, of course, Kaye Thompson. And then there's Madam Governor Nidra Reddick. There's Madam Governor Ludora Cooper. And then there's our original Madam Governor, the one to help set this all off, Madam Governor Demetrius Graham. And just because you're not the president anymore of the organization doesn't mean that you're not still committed to it and that you're not still working to make sure that it's the best organization that it can be. And so I personally want to thank all of our Madam Governors for their work, for laying the groundwork for me, and to the immediate past president, Madam Governor Stephanie, for carrying the torch the way that she did, and then passing it off to Madam President Shanita. So I definitely want to make sure that I recognize them. Hello to all of our founding members who helped to get our chapter off the ground. And so I want to go ahead and get into what we are doing for Fair Housing Month. We are doing a multitude of things. The biggest thing, though, that we're working on and that we want everybody to come out to and to participate in as many events as you can is our annual Realtist Week. So I am going to show you the flyer for this. You may see it floating around on our social media pages. For everyone to see. It gives you a overview of the events that we're going to have going on. All of these events are intricate, an intricate part. They represent an intricate part of the things that we do in NARAB. And it really shows you how this particular real estate organization it differs from some others that you may be aware of. So let me go ahead and share the screen so that I can share that with you. Let me make sure that my computer is moving a little slow here. So let's see. I should be, well, actually, it's sharing the wrong thing, I think. Let's see. There we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, it went away. I'm sorry. I haven't had to do this for a month. So, okay, here we go. So, this is the flyer for our Realtors Week. There we go. It's back up there. And like I said, this is a week chock full of events and things that you guys can take advantage of. I just had something fall behind me. I'm sorry, but so this is something that you can take advantage of. There is something to do every day. And this is our way to celebrate fair housing and the fight for democracy and fair housing in a big way. So on April 7th, that's going to be Monday, we will be having a membership luncheon. This is for NARAB members only. We'll be having that from 11:30 to 1 p.m. It'll be at Renaissance Bank, which is located at 5575 Poplar Avenue. Then on April 8th, we're going to have our Political Advocacy Day at the Universal Life Building. We would love for the community to come out to that. Usually during our Political Advocacy Day, we have people that are in government that work in the world of real estate through their governmental positions in one way or another. So they will be there. They usually have a great panel discussion, and they usually have time for people in the audience to be able to ask questions of those people from the panel. So that's going to be a Universal Life Building, 480 Dr. MLK Drive, and that's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, this day is the day that I am super excited about. I know I've seen several flyers and of different ladies who are going to be participating in our WIRE Day. And WIRE stands for Women in Real Estate. We also have a NARAB also produces a WIRE report that you can get access to as well, that highlights the accomplishments and the challenges that women face in real estate. And That's going to be taking place April 9th. At Renaissance Bank from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. At 5575 Poplar Avenue. I know that they'll be talking about development, investment, and different things like that. I do know that a couple of our past executive boards, and I know at least one of our board of governors will be in the house to share their expertise. So to all those realtors out there who are looking to get into development, maybe you're looking to become an investor, this is the event for you. Then we'll have on April 10th our YRD mixer. So YRD stands for Young Realtist Division. And I'll share with you a little bit about each of these entities later on in the broadcast, but they will be at Reservations Bar Bistro from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's located at 8106 Cordova Center Drive in Cordova, Tennessee. I know someone who frequents this place and absolutely loves it. So if you want to mix and mingle, learn a little bit about YRD and NARAB and the Women's Council and how we all work together to fight for democracy and housing, you can come out to that. On April the 11th, we will be having the NARAB Golf and Spades Tournament from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Links at Pine Hills, located at 930 East Mallory Avenue in Memphis, Tennessee. In order to, I know there is an Eventbrite. These events are set up in Eventbrite, so you can go and register for each of these, either one by one or all of them. We hope that you would, make it your business to be at all of them. So this event is really fun event. A lot of people look forward to it. There's like golfing teams and card teams and all of that participate in this. So make sure that if you're a golfer and you like golf and you like cards, this is a great way for you to come out and interact with the NARAB family, learn as much as you can in that time frame about our wonderful organizations, play a little golf, play a little spades, and have a little fun. And then on April 12th, we'll have the Black Wealth Tour, which is a Building Black Wealth Tour Community Day, which is a really big event for us. We have lots of things going on there, all types of home buyer and financial literacy classes that you can take advantage of for free. There'll be food trucks, there'll be different vendors there to give you information and to share with you things that you may need to know about the housing market and how to get involved and get active and become a part of the homeowner community. And so that is going to take place at Lemoyne-Owen College. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that's going to be at 807 Walker Avenue in Memphis, Tennessee. And then on Sunday, April 13th, we will have our NARAB worship experience. That's going to be from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at Breath of Life Christian Center, located at 3795 Fraser Raleigh Road in Memphis, Tennessee. So we play together and we pray together. It's just a wonderful combination. And like I said, I always look forward to Realtors Week. It's always so much fun. And there's always a wealth of information there for people who are looking to buy or sell real property, looking to invest, people who are looking to improve their credit, people who have questions about the lending process. You name it, we'll have somebody there that can help you out with that. And so I put that in there because I wanted to get it right out of the way. I only have a few minutes left, so I will try to put that back up if I can. We also have some events, another big event that is going to be happening with the Women's Council, and it's going to be closer towards the end of the month, but it is an important event and one that I know lots of you won't want to miss. So I am going to, we actually have a fabulous commercial for this event. And so I'm going to see if I can go out here and find it and just kind of let it play for you. Give me just a minute to do that. In the meantime, I want to talk to you a little bit about what NARAB does and what let's see. I want to talk to you a little bit about that. And I'm sorry, I should have had this all up already. I just think I didn't have intentions of playing it at first, but now I just think it's such a cute little video. I do want to play it. Let's see. It went away or something. Like I can't. See. I was gonna see if it's on. If it's on here. But I don't see the little video, but it is on YouTube, and I'm just going to share the flyer if that is okay. It has to be right. So this is our flyer. The Women's Council is hosting in April also its fourth annual Stump the Yard 5K. It's taking place Saturday, April 26, 2025. It is a run walk. There is a run walk option. So if you want to join us, but you're not a runner, that's perfectly okay. The tickets are $50. And it's going to take place this year at Sea Owl Park, 5250 Sea Owl Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38117. We do have team tickets available, and there's a minimum of 5 people to a team. We have vendors, food slots available. So if you're a food vendor and you want to share your victuals with us, or come out and set up a place for people to purchase food from you, that'd be perfectly fine. And then we also have other vendor slots available as well. So if you are, a retailer or something like that, and you want to expose your business to the participants of this wonderful event, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Like I said, we have 5 slots left. You can come to WCNmemphis.com/events, as you see on your screen, to register for this event. And I am going to stop sharing here and just kind of go ahead and talk a little bit about Fair Housing Month. So Fair Housing Month has not been in existence for a long time, just a few years. And it was actually brought about because we really wanted to focus on the fact that even though we've made a lot of strides in the way of making sure that there's democracy for all in housing, we still have a long way to go. There's several different initiatives that are usually going on surrounding housing all the time. And, it's just a way for us to call light to some of the things that still need to be corrected in the way of the housing industry. And it helps to bring together players in the industry to be able to solve some of these problems. And NARAB has always been an intricate has always played an important role in that, and has always been an intricate part of the progression for democracy in housing. And I just thought that I would share a little bit about our origin. I'm just going to read. I have a book here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. I'm going to try to. Yes, so this is the book. It's called The Enduring Pursuit for Democracy in Housing, the storied legacy and mission of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, Incorporated. It was written by Dr. Edward C. London, whom I had the opportunity to meet his wife at our last national convention, and she was just so awesome and full of information. And this book can actually be purchased on our national website, on the nationalrealestatebrokers.com, National Association of Real Estate Brokers.com. It can be purchased on their website. And when I tell you, it is a wonderful read. I've read it about two times already. There is a forward in here that was written by our current national president, Courtney Johnson Rose, Dr. Courtney Johnson Rose, I should say. And it just gives a history of our wonderful organization from the time that it started, and then it kind of cuts off, and it takes you through its growth across the nation. So the National Association of Real Estate Brokers is a national nonprofit organization, and their goal is to fight for democracy in housing, and they do that through a myriad of ways. And so there is one story in here. I'm going to go and see if I can't find it, because I wanted to share with you just some of the ways that we have had to um, we've had to move, I should say, in order to ensure that things were going the way that they should go, and just some of the things that our past leaders did in order to make sure that everyone was getting a fair shot at the dream of home ownership. And so this comes out of chapter 4 of the book, and it's where they highlight one of our past presidents, Mr. W.H. Aiken. And he was actually the third president, it looks like. He was a resident of Atlanta, Georgia. Actually, he was the second president. I'm sorry. He was elected as the second president in 1951. During NARAB's fourth national convention in Washington, D.C., and he was known as Chief Aiken. And he was actually born in Delaware. He was a graduate of the Hampton Institute, and he was a friend of Booker T. Washington. And so, in case you guys didn't know this, NARAB was started in 1947 in Tampa, Florida. And it was originally the National Business League, and the National Black Business League, and it was started by Booker T. Washington. And so he was a friend of Booker T. Chief Aiken was, prior to moving to Georgia. He was the social secretary for a cocoa-colored boy asylum in Bronx, New York. He then became the assistant football coach at Fisk University right here in Tennessee. And then he assumed the role of athletic director and head football coach for both Atlanta University and Clark College. He was an architect, an engineer, a developer, and a general contractor. He was responsible for projects such as the Westlake Court Apartments, the Women's Dormitory at Morris Brown College, residences in the Hunter Street, Washington Park community, and the Waluhai Hotel and apartments and houses in the West End, Collier Heights, Dixie Hills, and Ashview Heights neighborhoods in Southwest Atlanta. Um, I guess South and North is, yes, Southwest Atlanta, and then Simpson Road also in Northwest Atlanta. He built the Waluhai a hotel apartment building in Westlake Avenue in Northwest Atlanta in 1951, which was the same year that he was elected as our national president of NARAB. And they actually have a photo here, which I'm afraid I can't hold it up to show you, but I'm sure I could find it because I think I saw it before. But I would like for you to get a look. Yep, I did see it. Edit. Okay, yes. So I'm going to share my screen again so you can see it. Okay, so this is what it looked like before, and then they added the fence around it later. And so this photo was like from 1951 right here was the like I said, and he named the building by combining the letters of his name, his wife Lucy's name, and her siblings who were Hazel and Jefferson. And so that's where the name comes from. This hotel, when built, was the largest Black-owned apartment hotel in Atlanta, and it contained 350 rooms, 129 apartments, in addition to retail stores, a nightclub, and a bar. So it was a mixed-use development and had all the things that a person would need. And so the building at the bottom was the way it looked in 1954, actually, where they put the fence around. And Mr. Aiken was like really, just really kind of a fiery person. If you look at some of the things that he did, because this wasn't the only thing that he did. After being elected president, he served before being elected as the president of NARAB, Chief Aiken served as the president of the National Home Builders Association, an organization of African American contractors, architects, and engineers. He was also the first president of the Empire Real Estate Board, NARAB's Atlanta, Georgia local board, when it was founded back in the late 30s. And given the discriminatory lending practices of lenders and governmental agencies back in the day, Aikens, he produced the concept of an African American owned and operated national mortgage company. And he owned and operated it. And so during NARAB's Midwinter Conference in Cleveland, Ohio in 1951, Aikens, who was noted at the time as the nation's leading African American builder, was observed to have been concerned that local banks were refusing to extend loans to Black families for improvements for their homes or mortgages to purchase homes in certain neighborhoods. And so when he was addressing the situation, he castigated the local banks for withholding monies, threatening that unless the situation improved very soon, he would personally head up a group of financiers who would put up $500,000 or more into the Cleveland area, and they would set up their own lending institution. And he did that to several organizations, letting them know that he was ready to, letting them know what they were trying to do. He had these organizations ready to invest in the company as soon as it was organized and placed under government supervision. And so these are some of the things that NARAB has been at the forefront of for decades to help ensure that there is democracy in housing for all. And like I said, our national chapter was founded in Tampa, Florida in 1947. Our Memphis chapter was founded, I believe, in 1969, August. And so it has been around for quite a long time. We've had a very storied history here. I could tell you, I remember the first year that I joined NAREB, there was an issue with the the decreasing of the Shelby County Down Payment Assistance Fund. And I was able to go with the leaders of NAREB and some of the other members to um, talk about that with the city officials and to, do whatever was needed to be done to see to it that we could get that program restored. At one point, I believe it was up to like $10,000, and they really were considering taking that away. But NARAB went, our local chapter, and they were able to play an intricate part in making sure that some of those funds would still be available for people in our city to use. Now, I'm going to take you on over to explain a little bit about our Women's Council. I'm going to pull up our website so that you can follow along with me, because the purpose of this is to make sure that everyone understands what NARAB is all about, and to have you join us, especially if you are already in our community as a real estate professional. And so now I'm sharing our homepage with you. As you can see, we are the Women's Council of NARAB Memphis. And this is just gonna, it's just a, what do you call it? A photo, uh, I guess, roundabout where you'll see different photos. That's a picture of all of our lovely Board of Governors there. And as I said, we're here talking about membership. So this is Membership Madness. And these are some of our illustrious members, people who have participated with us in the past. And like I said, our organization is about educating, networking, and mentoring. Right here on the home page, you would be able to join us as a member or a sponsor. Our chapter, well, let me say this, the national chapter for the Women's Council of NARAB has been around since 1971. It was started in Atlanta, Georgia. Our chapter here in Memphis has been around since 2018. Since 2018. And we have had 5 past presidents. So now we're on our 6th president. The chapter was started with the founding members and our first president, Madam Governor Demetrius Graham. And then, so she kind of helped to introduce our chapter to the city. Our second president and current Madam Board of Governor is Ladora Cooper, and she was instrumental in making sure that we built upon our membership and that we were putting out things into the community that the people really could use. Then we got our third president and current Board of Governors. She's also our national second vice president in charge of education, and that would be Madam Governor Nidra Reddick. And she was instrumental in helping us to not only building membership, but helping us to establish the systems that we needed to make sure that we were maintaining a certain level of service for our members. We call Madam Governor Reddick in our history the COVID president, because she had to make sure we had meetings, make sure that we were doing all of the things that we were doing, that we needed to do as a chapter, carrying out all of those initiatives in a time where we could not get together. And I was the fourth president, came after Madam Governor Nidra, and my job was to bring the chapter back out into the public physically after COVID. So she was your COVID president, and I was your first after COVID president, and we did do that during my term, and we brought the chapter back out. We introduced our scholarship tea. We introduced this 5K that I just mentioned, and had a really good time doing that. Our fifth president, Madam Governor Stephanie Lewis, is instrumental in bringing national attention. We always had national attention, but bringing even more national attention to us because she was the inspiration and the catalyst for putting on our Let the Church Say Amen initiative, where we were working with churches in our local community to bring their congregations home buyer education and financial literacy, and partnering with different churches in the community to make sure that their congregations were aware that we were there and that we could assist them with their home buying needs and educate them on financing for home ownership and different things like that. We were able to get some ambassadors from that particular program, which you'll see in just a minute. And this lovely face right here is our current president, Shanita Johnson. And so I'm just going to play this little video so that you guys can hear what she's having to say about this year's agenda.
That's been laid over the past 7 years. Our most underserved community, financial literacy, and home buyer education. Join us as a member or as a sponsor so that we can make the impact that is needed in our city. Visit our website, www.wcnmemphis.com, to see how you can be involved and to see all the events that we have planned for this year. Thank you again for your support, and I will see you in the future.
Yes, so that's she summed it up in a nutshell what we're what we're looking to do here. But I'm going to keep ahead and going on through all of the tabs. This is our About tab, and it just explains who we are, and it's just an extended version of what I've kind of shared throughout the course of this event. Like I said, we were founded in 1971. We are the largest affiliate of our NARAB parent organization is NARAB. We are the largest affiliate. NARAB has 8 affiliate organizations, and the mission of the Women's Council is to elevate the standards of women in real estate, and encourage leadership, education, and the exchange of information through group learning techniques, and to provide an opportunity for women to increase their knowledge and expertise in all facets of real estate. As the strongest affiliate and education arm of our parent company, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, the Women's Council provides financial literacy, education to the public, scholarships to the youth, down payment assistance, leadership designations, and networking opportunities to our members. And like I said, our local chapter was founded in 2018 with the guidance of Sharita McCray, NARAB Memphis 2017 to 2018 president, and Demetrius Mays Brown as the founding president. And our local organization was forged and launched with 12 board members, and we have consistently grown that number since then. And I just want to run through and let you see our current executive board. So when you see these women out or at any women's council events, you will know who they are. They're always willing and able to serve you at any event that we're hosting or being a part of. And so again, our president is Shanita Johnson. Teresa Small is our first vice president. She is a mortgage loan officer with Independent Bank. Lisa Coleman is our second vice president, and she is a broker owner with Empire Realty. Tangela Walker is our treasurer, and she's a family service advisor for Memorial Park Funeral Home and Cemetery. Then we have Miss Emily J. Thompson, who is our corresponding secretary, and she is a realtist with Epic Realty. We have Amanda Mitchell as our recording secretary. She is a marketing and sales rep with Foundation Title and Escrow, a great title company. And then we have Miss Patricia McGee, who is our chaplain. And I do want to say that our Madam President, Shanita Johnson, is the principal broker of and owner of Sage Real Estate Company. We'll go on down a little bit. And like I said, I've talked about us already, but here's what our illustrious board of governors looks like. They are also more than happy to serve you and to help you with anything Women's Council related if you see them at any NARAB events. And that is our founding president to the far left, Ms. Demetrius Mays Graham, Ludora Cooper, our second president, Nidra Owens Reddit, our third president. Of course, you see myself there as the fourth president, and Dr. Stephanie Myers Lewis as the fifth president. She is our immediate past president. And these wonderful, beautiful women are your illustrious local board of governors. That is a lifetime appointment in the Women's Council. So we will always be here to help our president, the current president, and all future presidents and their boards to achieve the best success and to maximize their opportunities to grow the chapter. So just because you're not president anymore doesn't mean that you don't keep working, and we all do. And like I said, I'm so looking forward to our second board of governor, Madam Ludora Cooper, being a part of Realtors Week with our Wire Day. I'm very excited about that. So make sure you guys go out and check us out that day. And then here's our foundation, and this is just a list of all of the board members that we have had since our local chapter's inception. And this is just a picture of a picture carousel. That's what it's called. A picture carousel of us doing what we do best, which is get together, work together, and make things happen in the way of financial literacy, home buyer education for our community. Now, the next tab is for all of our upcoming events. As you can see, our Wind Down Fridays are always the first Friday of every month. So we're doing this one right now. If you click this link, you should have been able to join. We're having a membership mixer and sip and shop tomorrow from 5 to 7. And then obviously, all of these other things are going on right here. And so if you want to know what we're doing, you can always come and check that out. This is a live calendar, so it's always updated. Now, this is the most important page to me on our website, if I can get it to come up, and there it is. Why join the Women's Council of NARAB Memphis? I've read our mission to you earlier. Here are some membership benefits. We have financial literacy workshops. We have wealth building strategies that we can share, mentorship opportunities, incentivized networking through events, community outreach. We do a lot of that. Leadership development. You can definitely develop your leadership skills with the council. We have some awesome leaders. all having different talents and skills, but they work together perfectly for our council. You have the youth educational scholarships that I mentioned, and then we do have certified credits, Freddie Mac Credit Smart coaches who do financial literacy and home buyer education, where we can issue you a certificate of completion from Freddie Mac if you take any of those designated courses that we are trained to teach. We do offer a member spotlight. So our first one was, of course, Amanda Mitchell, who has now since joined our board. We have a beautiful sponsorship deck here. So we have different packages that you can look at to become a sponsor. You can start out very small and just be a one-time event sponsor for $250, or you can go all the way up and become like a title sponsor, where you would be able to maximize exposure for all of the events that we have throughout the year. So make sure that you check this deck out in order to look at the different sponsorship packages that we have, and what they entail. So, like, what's your WIIFM? What's in it for you if you were to select a certain package? And most of our sponsorship packages do include a membership with that. And then obviously we have the packages over here. Here they are. We've got a visionary partner, which is a 5,000 plus. That's our title sponsor. And then here's all of the things that you can get with that. We have a cornerstone partner, which is platinum for 2,500. Then we have the Keystone Ally, which is $1,000 sponsorship. That's our gold sponsorship. We have the Blueprint Advocate, which is the silver sponsorship for $750. And then we have the Community Champion sponsorship, which is a bronze sponsor. And then we have the workshop sponsor, which is $250. So that's what I was saying, our event sponsor. Even if you have to start here, that's perfectly fine. If you're an event sponsor, that would get you one membership, and the opportunity to present at one of our workshops or host one. Here are some of our community partners right here. Right? And like I said, if you don't want to read through all those things, Madam President will share with you just what each package entails by watching this video. It's only about 10 or 15 minutes. And then we have our awards. We have one award that's named for Nidra Reddick for exemplary leadership, because she has always been at the forefront of the commitment for us to be the best chapter that we can be. She has worked tirelessly since she has been a member of the council to ensure that we are excellent. She is a great mentor, and so we decided to gift an award each year for exemplary leadership and service to the council, and it's named in her honor. We have the Superstar Award, which is given to a sponsor every year for their commitment to the council and for their continued sponsorship. And then we have the Community Ambassador Housing Award, Community Housing Ambassador Award. This award is given to pastors who host our quarterly 5-week Path to Home boot camps at their church. And the first 4 recipients were chosen based on the work that they have previously done in the community surrounding their church related to housing. And so here are, of course, Nidra was the first recipient of the Nidra O. Reddick Award for exemplary leadership. My board thought that we should give her the first award since we named it for her. And then our second recipient was Teresa Parks, who is a long time supporter of the council. She has served in several roles of leadership with us. And so she definitely was deserving of the award last year. Here are some of our superstar sponsors. Cynthia Scales, who is a tireless advocate for and supporter of the Women's Council, received the first sponsor award. And then Lydia Smith, who has also been very active with us in the past and has been a longtime supporter of the Women's Council, won the second award. And then here we have our first four community ambassadors from the Let the Church Say Amen series. And of course, we're working to get all their pictures. The first one was Pastor Eric Wilkerson, who has a dynamic story. He has two churches, one here in Detroit, and then one here and then one in Detroit. And just what he did to turn his community around in the way of housing is phenomenal. And next we have the late great Pastor Ricky Floyd, who was pastor until very recently of Pursuit of God Transformation Church. He was also a very tireless supporter of our initiative. He really worked to bring the people out. He was very committed to the cause. He thought it was a wonderful idea. He really gave us the passion, well, not the passion, but the enthusiasm we needed to keep going. And so he was such an advocate for us, and he will be dearly missed. We also had Pastor Stephen Miller with the North Star Community Church. This pastor was so phenomenal. He is a farmer, and he introduced us to so many things regarding farming, urban farming, and community and housing as it relates to farming, and how to do that in your community. He was a wealth of information, such a light to be around, and I'm glad that I got the chance to know him. And then Pastor Kent Hall at Shady Grove Missionary Church was another one, was very open with us, very committed to the mission, gave of his time and services in the space of his church freely. We were actually able to use his arts cafe, which is right next door to his church, which is a community project that he's working on, and it's phenomenal. So we got to show people art that was based around what they felt the American dream was, and that was just a wonderful experience. And so you're probably wondering at this point, what does it take to be a member of the Women's Council? The annual cost is $50. You can fill out the short application that's on our website by clicking the member button. You just fill out that information there, and then you'll click the button at the bottom to submit, and it will take you to a payment page. You can pay there using your debit card, and once you've paid, you will automatically receive a letter of membership welcoming you to the council. And we take those responses that you give, and we look them over, and we try to find the best place for you to serve in the council, the community, and we try to get you acclimated to all of the things that we do. Um, our goal this year is to have 200 members. And so we definitely want to do everything that we can to shoot for that. It's also a $50 membership for YRD. Our YRD, or Young Realtist Division, they are responsible for educating our youth. So school age and college age kids, they help them to understand real estate as a profession. They teach them about financing and budgeting. They talk to them about the importance of home ownership and entrepreneurship, and they are the second largest affiliate to NARAB. Our chapters both YRD and our Memphis chapter have surpassed expectations consistently at the national level for the way that we work together, and we definitely want to keep that going. So it's also a $50 annual investment to join our YRD or Young Realtors division. Now, NARAB is different. They have different levels. In order to join NARAB, you know have to identify yourself as a realtor, a realtist, real estate agent. If you're a real estate agent, that cost to join annually is $120. If you're a real estate broker, the annual cost is $180. If you are what we call an affinity partner, so someone that's maybe a home inspector or a home warranty person is $195 to join annually. And you can go to the website www.narab-memphis. I think it's narab-memphis um, .com and sign up there as a member. And then for YRD, I know they had a linked tree um, app at one point that they were using. So you can either reach out to YRD directly or go to linked tree. So linkedtr.com/YRD Memphis. And there is a $50 fee for that too, $50 join fee for that, and that's annual. I do want to point out that if you are a real estate agent and you want to join Women's Council, you may do so. But to have all of the rights and privileges that go along with your membership, you definitely want to be a member of the local NARAB chapter as well. So if you're a real estate agent, you really should join join NARAB Memphis as well, so that you can get the full benefit of being counted and considered for voting purposes at national and things like that for our Women's Council. You really want to join all of them. All of the chapters, our NARAB, YRD, and Women's Council chapters, we pride ourselves on working together. We do things separately, but we have several initiatives like Realtors Week that we work together on. And so it's important to all of us to make sure that each organization meets their goals. And so I do believe my time is up. I went over a few minutes. I am so excited to be doing these with you guys. I have taken a little bit of time off because I have, just kind of been enjoying relaxing and falling into the background a little bit and allowing these wonderful women who are leading the council now to shine and shine brightly. And again, I thank Madam President for giving me the opportunity to present this information on this platform this evening. Please look out for me next month in May. Like I said, we do these the first Friday of every month. And so that would be Friday, May 2nd. That we'll be back with the next wind down for membership. And I'd like to thank you all for watching. My name is Kaye Thompson. I am a board of governor with the National Association of Real Estate Brokers Women's Council Memphis chapter. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Make sure to come out for Realtors Week. And also make sure that you register for our Stump the Yard 5K event to fight for democracy and housing. And I'll see you guys next month. Toodaloo.